Hi guys, welcome to another block spotlight, and today we're going to be having a look at the dimensional anchor. Now this is a mod in itself that just adds a chunk loader, and that's what this block is here. So it's not really it's just a block that you're going to need to use if you have some automation running in an area and you need to keep those chunks loaded for whatever reason. Just to keep your processes running when you're not near your base. And now it is a dimensional anchor, so it will work cross dimensionally, and it's actually quite a useful block to have. It's a little bit more configurable than some of the other chunk anchors, chunk loader blocks that are around in other mods, like for instance the world anchor in Railcraft, although that particular world anchor chunk loader is you're able to put that in a cart and have it mobile. That's the advantage of that one. This one's advantage is if we have a look at the interface, we'll be able to see. As you can see, it's telling us at the moment that the owner is me, and I have a chunk limit. Now if you were working on a server, you can configure a chunk limit or a limit on how many chunks each player can keep loaded at any one time, and this here would tell you how far off that limit you are, and as you can see it will just tell you what area here that it's loading. So at the moment this is loading a single chunk. Now if we use these two buttons here, this one here will shrink the area, and this one here will expand it. So if we click it once, it's going to go up to a 3x3 and tell us that we're now using 9 chunks out of our limit, and this will go up to 5x5, which is obviously 25, 7x7, which is 49, and then 9x9 to give us 81 chunks loaded off of a single chunk loader, which can be quite useful. Can also be quite a drain on your system if you're if that's a concern of yours. Then be aware you probably want to keep these as small an area as possible. We've also got another button down here which will allow us to set the owner to the server. That way it's going to keep it loaded even if you're not around. Otherwise what will happen is when you log off, your chunks will unload, which is important to note if you're on a server. I mean, that way the server is not being overly taxed if people aren't online for an extended period of time. So really it's a very useful thing to have in place as a server owner or someone who admins a server. You can also set the owner to you as well, so that's pretty useful. The other thing to do is once you are loading chunks, if you press the F9 key, what we can see here is you can see where your chunks are loaded with the laser lines. So that defaults to F9. You can see in the sky as well the limits of that. So as you can see, this is loading up quite a large area just by itself. You can also see exactly where your chunks are. The chunk you're in is clear, and then all the others are blue. And as I said, you can shrink that back down with this, so it's only loading the one chunk, which we probably need to toggle the F9 again for that. So as you can see, the green lines are showing you your one chunk that's going to keep loaded. Very useful. Also, what you will note is that the chunk loader itself glows. So if we were to, for instance, bury a chunk loader down there, for instance, toggle F9 again, it shows up glowing through the ground so that you can find where your chunk loaders are if you've hidden them before. Yours will show up like this. If somebody else is around, theirs will show up as red. That way you can see where other people's chunk loaders are. Particularly useful if you are a server admin. But there we go. That's the dimensional anchor. The recipe for it is it's a block of iron with 4 gold around it. So not particularly expensive, but it is just there just to combat one of the downsides of the way Minecraft keeps the world loaded. So I'm sure you guys will find that useful. As a chunk loader, I actually prefer this one now over some of the others that I've tried. Rather than just being cheap, just the fact that I can configure how many chunks it will cover, and also how large it will go as well. Being able to chunk load 9 chunks by 9 chunks, it's absolutely huge, and that should cover even the biggest base just by itself. But there you go, that's the dimensional anchor. Thanks for watching, guys. Please hit the subscribe button above, follow me in all different places, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.